Welcome to the 41 and Done podcast.
Hey, welcome to episode 10 of the 41 and Done podcast. I'm your host, Dan Hill. Remember, if you want to watch this podcast, you can head over to YouTube at 41 and Done. And if you want to listen to the podcast, we're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts, you can listen to the 41 and Done. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at 41 and Done podcast. And I'm on TikTok at DHizzleFoShizzle. And if you want to give me $1, you can go to patreon.com/41 and Done podcast. Or you can email me 41 and Done podcast at gmail.com. Now, episode 10, I'm super excited to give you this one. I got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get to it. All right, man, this is a really important one. This week, I'm 41 and done with ghosting. That's right, you heard me, ghosting. It's not cool, man. I think at this point, like, everybody is familiar with the term ghosting, but I bet you're most familiar with the term as it relates to dating. Basically, if you meet somebody, you're talking at a bar or wherever you guys met, the grocery store, the hardware store, a restaurant, it doesn't matter. You go out on a date, you have a great time. Maybe you guys have some sexy time, and then the next day, you never hear from that person again. I think that is the basic definition of where ghosting was made popular. I'm not just talking about ghosting it in that sense. I'm talking about everyday life ghosting. We should be done with this behavior. After 10 episodes, I think you all understand now what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to make you a better human being, a decent human being, by being done with certain practices. Okay? The true definition of ghosting is the practice of ending a personal relationship with someone by suddenly and without explanation withdrawing from all communication. So just cutting somebody the fuck off. Damn. I got severe indigestion right now, and I don't like it. But we're going to press on. Life ain't pretty sometimes, man. Life is not pretty. Okay, so ghosting, withdrawing from communication, ending it. Sometimes in extreme situations, ghosting is necessary. If you're in an abusive relationship, mentally, physically, emotionally, sometimes ghosting is the only answer. And, you know, you getting beat up or you're beating somebody up, like, do not walk, run. Ghost them. Never speak to that person again. Okay? I'm sanctioning that behavior. That's all good. But I'm talking about, like, micro ghosting. A lot of people do this. I've done this, and I've got to get away from it too. But you micro ghost. A lot of people ghost old friends or longtime friends. A lot of people ghost newer friends you've just met. You meet them once or twice, you hang out, you're like, I'm not really sure about this person. I'm just never going to talk to them again. I guess that's fine. No, you know what? I'm going to take a stance. That's not fine. That's a sign of that's a character flaw, man. I'm not saying if you don't like somebody, you have to have a confrontation with them. But I do believe you owe that person a no. and I'm not trying to do that. Never just cut communication, you know? You gotta like rise up. You gotta have some moxie, have some chutzpah, have some courage, have some respect for yourself, and you set those boundaries. A lot of people talking now about, hey, saying no is fine. Respecting your space is fine. So stand up for yourself. You don't want to go do something? Don't ghost them. Say you're not going. You can ghost people on social media. You can vanish. They got a lot of buddies in your DMs or whatever. You just don't respond. I it's a bad look. If they're truly your friends and you're going to leave them on red, leave them on unread, come on. What are we doing here? Are you guys even friends? At least thumbs up the shit. At least heart the shit. Don't ghost people anymore. You can even ghost in the workplace. You got an email. You received an email from a coworker that you don't like, asking you a question about a project or something like that, and you just don't respond to it. Or if one of your superiors emails you, asks you for something, hey, did you work on this? And you just don't respond. That's a form of micro ghosting. That type of behavior, man, what you're doing, you're just procrastinating. You're extending the problem because it's not going to go away. At some point in time, you're going to have to answer. Don't ghost it. Be a man. Be a woman. Your boss asks you something. You tell him straight up, hey, just want to let you know, I didn't get to what you asked me to do yet, but it'll be done by, set a date, set a time. Don't leave it unread, because that's the part where people get pissed off. People get so pissed off. You're like, hey, I asked you about this an hour ago. Hey, I asked you about this last week. Hey, what's going on here? And they get no response. No response is worse than a response that says, I haven't done it yet. You know, it's not a good look, but people think I think people just want to like avoid confrontation at all costs these days. And to be honest, there's more of a confrontation if there is no communication. Way more. I would way more respect a friend, a family member, a boss, a coworker. If I ask them something, I ask them to do something, or I ask them for a favor, or I just ask them a question, I would much rather get a, sorry, I can't. I'm not going to that movie. I'm not interested in going to that movie. I'm not interested in going to that restaurant. It seems too far. Or, yeah, I'm already doing something that day. I'm that type of person too. I don't like to stack multiple shit on the same day. It's the same event. Sometimes I'm burnt out. If I'm doing one thing with the kids, I don't want to just flip over to another event. I need time to decompress. So I'm dishing out a lot of no's on a multiple event day. But even just like, we gotta get some balls, man. You gotta be that person who just knocks shit out. Okay? Tell your buddy, I'm sorry. Don't leave it unread. Don't read that text and then just put it down. Tell him. Can't today. Sorry. I feel like that's where most of the ghosting comes in. Because then you ghost once. Then you get familiar with it. Then you ghost twice. Then you ghost 3 times. And then you're just like, I don't fucking answer anything. I don't do anything. Then you're either getting in trouble at work, you're you're having problems with your friends, or you're having problems in your relationships. And then you're considered unreliable in all 3 facets. Work, life, play. No, people are going to stop hitting you up. People are going to go around you. Be that person who just takes the heat. Face the heat. I'm telling you, it's a lot better. Breaking up without, I've never even considered this, but like breaking up without any sort of context, man, that's fucked up. You need closure. People need closure, man. I think I've broken up with people in some bad ways, but never nothing. I've always been like, let's break up at the very least. Gotta do something. Can't leave it unread. Did some research on the old ghosting thing. Here's why people ghost. One, like I said, to avoid conflict. Nobody wants to fight. Everyone would just rather go silent than actually have some kind of confrontation. Two, loss of interest. You may have lost a romantic or platonic interest, but you don't know how to communicate it. Three, you get overwhelmed and you have anxiety of like, oh, if I actually tell this person how I feel, they're going to get pissed at me. They're going to be mad at me, or there are going to be repercussions. So I might as well just not say anything and just hope the shit goes away. It never does. Four, the fear of hurting somebody, just flat out. Like, I don't want to tell this person I don't want to go to this event because I feel like they'll be sad. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Here's the thing about this. This part specifically is what pisses me the fuck off. If I like invite people to something, or if I suggest we go somewhere and then there's just this long lull in communication, I get pissed off because I'm giving somebody the opportunity to respond yes or no. So I'm holding space for that person. If it's either a birthday party that I'm planning or like trying to set up, I don't know, anything, a dinner, whatever, a movie, it doesn't matter. You're holding space for that person and you need a head count of some sort. And you're just ghosting me because you're not sure about your plan, or you're not sure about if you're even interested in going, and you don't say shit. Just say I'm not sure, but don't say nothing. Otherwise, your friends, like I said, you're just going to be the unassumed no, and then they'll stop asking. Say, oh, he never fucking responds to my shit. It's tough, man. It's tough. People ghost because they've met someone else romantically. Some people ghost for power, control. They don't want, this is some narcissistic shit, but like, they don't want to tell you, they don't want to communicate with you because then they're like owning your time or something. Like, it doesn't make sense, man. Some people ghost as a way to assert control, leaving the other person confused or waiting, keeping them on ice. That's a narcissistic behavior. People ghost because they were just never that invested. They didn't give a fuck from the beginning. So they're just like, whatever, fine. Personal struggles, life stress, depression, personal issues. And sometimes people ghost people because they're just broke that week or something, and they don't want to be like, hey, man, I'm broke, or I'm trying to save money or whatever. Like, if it's a no, just be like, I'm sick. I feel like COVID gave us a great opportunity because, like, COVID really made it okay to be like, I'm sick and I don't want to get others sick. Like, I feel like that's now a more universally understandable decline these days. Just say you're sick. Lie. It's pretty easy. Another reason, number 9, is they think it's normal. Maybe people ghost them all the time. So they think like this is how friends work. This is how plans are made. You just don't fucking talk to people. If you think that ghosting is normal, it is not. It's not cool. I also looked up how to cope with ghosting. This shit is heavy on people. Like, if you have a friend, if you've had a friend for years and years and years, and they just stop talking to you, you internalize that shit. You're like, what have I done? Is it something that I said? Do I smell? Does my breath stink? Did I offend them? And you want to figure it out. Like, what the fuck is going on here, man? All the stuff that I've read says to give people space first. If you're not hearing from somebody for a while, give them some time, then check back in. Don't be a nag. And then after that space, after that time, send them a reminder, either a text, call, leave a voicemail. Be like, hey, you've been quiet for a while. Hope everything's all right. What's going on? But then after that, you got to accept the silence. You got to accept that that's how they are treating you. You can't beat down the door and be like, hey, motherfucker, why aren't you responding to me? Because that shit doesn't work either. If they don't respond to your messages, take it as closure. It's tough, but someone who ghosts you may not even be capable of communication. Avoid over messaging. Avoid hitting them up multiple times. Like, hey, what's going on? Bing, bing, bing. Stop. Just don't do it. Focus on self-worth. Being ghosted isn't a reflection of your value. It often says more about them than you. It's true, man. If you're the type of person that just doesn't communicate with your friends or family or whatever, and it's not a reason of, like I mentioned, like abuse or sexual, mental, physical abuse, then what kind of person are you? Do you even want to be friends with that person? Another way to cope, stay busy. Move on. Do some other shit. Take up ice fishing. And if it's a friend or a work contact, follow up one more time. For non-romantic ghosting, a second check-in like, hey, just checking in. Hope you're doing okay. If there's still no response, then, hey, man, you got one less person to worry about in your life. But yeah, it doesn't have to be, like I said, it can be like really minor stuff. But be that person, be that stronger individual, and face your issues, the anxiety that you're having about it. Ask yourself, man, why am I freaking out about telling this person whether or not I can come to the picnic, or whether or not I want to go to the movie, or whether or not I want to go to this dinner, or whether or not we can do lunch? Like, if you truly don't want to go with someone somewhere, set that boundary. But tell them. If you run into this issue where like you're just always telling the same person that you're sick, I'm not like, they're going to figure it out. They will. They'll figure it out. Damn. Billy is always sick when I ask them to do shit. And then I see them and they're never sick. They're going to get it. And then I think it'll just work itself out. But at the very least, communicate. Don't leave someone unfucking read. Rise up. All right? Let's be done with ghosting, man. Let's set our boundaries. And then communicate them. It'll be a little awkward at first, but it gives good clarity. Gives great clarity. And I don't know, or not yet is better than nothing. Don't do nothing. Do something. Say something. All right? Start small. Say something. If someone asks you to go to lunch or to dinner, say, ooh, that sounds cool. You're not saying yes. You're not saying no. You're not leaving them unread in the text. And you're not saying like, let me think about it. You are simply responding to the idea. Look, man, I'm trying to make people better people. The people that I want to be around. I'm going to make this world full of the people that I want to be around, hopefully. That's the goal. That's the goal of this shit. Everybody communicating with everybody, telling them what's going on. Okay, time to shoot the shit, man. I've been pretty busy. Been a busy couple of weeks, man. Since the last time I saw you, last time I talked to you, went to Miami and I ran the Miami Marathon, the Miami Half Marathon with my sister. Shout out to Sarah, congratulations. We did it on like very minimal training. I gotta say, like, you know, it's not all smiley faces when you're getting ready for a marathon. There's a lot of stress, a lot of when you do something like this, do like a large event, a big like physical event. There's a lot of emotions, and you know, me and my sister, we fight a little bit. We get after it. So it wasn't all you know, high fives and and big hugs. The race was great, man. It was nice. It was sunny, but it wasn't too hot. I didn't really start cramping up until like the last 3 miles or so, and it was a really, really enjoyable time. And look, like I'm not the most fit person, but I do like running. I love running culture. It's really cool. It's popping off. Like the day before the race, I did you might have seen it on my Instagram, but I did a shakeout run with a running club called No RSVP in Miami, and it was really, really fun. It was a free shakeout run. A shakeout run is like a little 5K just to get out your pre-race jitters the day before, and, you know, figure out your equipment, get reacclimated with your gear, because typically you're taking it easy that week leading up to the actual race. So the shakeout run is just sort of like a reintroduction to your body of like, hey, we about to run this motherfucker, so let's make sure we've tightened all our bells and whistles, you know. But this run club was awesome, man. They had a live DJ. They were giving out free sushi at the end of the run. Everybody was super friendly, and they had like merchandise. I got this amazing, fantastic quality shirt, and it was really, really cool. Run culture is awesome. I love running these races. You get to see all the fun shoes, all the gear. Like, it's you know, you feel good. Like, sure, running is an individual sort of sport, and you are competing with yourself for the most part, but there's an energy. There's a amazing energy when you are running with a group of people and all running towards like the same goal of finishing, you know. And when you're running a marathon, like, people are like, oh, well, why don't you just run? You know, why do you have to pay to run in these races? And it's like, because like the whole street is cleared for you, and it's a cool experience to be running down major streets of a major city and having those streets lined with people that are just cheering you on. The energy, the vibes are infectious. I love it. High fives really do power you through, well, at least power me through these races. I love them. I want to keep doing them until I can't anymore. You gotta keep moving. I gotta keep moving, and signing up for a race keeps me motivated to stay agile. But I gotta get faster, man. I gotta get faster. So, I mean, in short, like, I'm not better than anyone because I can run a marathon. Like, a lot of people can run marathons. A lot of people can run half marathons. Everyone can do it, basically. I'm better than you because I do run marathons. I do them. And I finish them. That's why I'm better. A lot of people could run a marathon. I do. I sign up and I do them, dog. I want to do a Disney one. I want to do a Disney one in Orlando, or even a Disneyland one. That would be cool. And then like incorporate the park in it. But like, I bet like you run that park, it's like super fun. And then like the finish line is out the exit. Like, they're not going to let you run a full race and then like have at it at the park. I bet you got to buy the race and buy the fucking ticket. It's fucked up. It's totally fucked up. So yeah, that was I've done 4 marathons now, and this was my third half. Halves are way more manageable, dude. Way more manageable. But I'm living proof. Like, dude, I couldn't run for anything. You gotta start stacking it up. Run 1 mile. Run 2. Then get to 3. If you can do 3, you can do 6. If you can do 6, you could do 8. If you can do 8, you could definitely get 12. And if you can do 12, then you can get that 13. If you do 13, you might as well do 15. And then if you do 15, you push to 17, you could totally get to 26. You could totally. That's runner math, man. You could totally get to it. I have faith in you. Try it. Try it. Let me know how you do.
And now for What You Watching?
And now for What You Watching? All right, gang. I watched so much stuff. In no particular order. Yesterday was the Super Bowl. And I love the Super Bowl. I love the food. I love getting together with friends and watching the game, eating a bunch of food, having some beers. And this game sucked. Patriots versus Seahawks. That game was ass. It was all field goals. A lot of punting. Not what you want from a Super Bowl, which is why the Rams should have been in there slinging it against the Broncos. That's what should have happened. Bo Nix should have never got hurt, and the Broncos should have beat the Patriots, and the Rams should have beat the Seahawks, and then you'd have seen a game that was like 45-50, TDs after TDs, interceptions, big runs, yards after the catch, excitement, electricity. But there was none of that. There was none of that in this game. You cannot tell me otherwise. I was dying. To see Bad Bunny. Dying by the end of it. Dude, halftime show. That was the fucking highlight for me. It was so good, dude. It was so good. I know there's some controversy with this whole like Turning Point fucking Kid Rock sideshow, basically. But, you know, I have no problem with a Spanish-speaking artist that is at the top of their game and at the top of the world musically. He's a performer. Bad Bunny is a fantastic performer. The sets were great. The imagery was great. The symbolism behind everything. I'm sure you've all watched all the breakdown videos of people breaking down what the telephone poles going out were about, or what there was a rumor about the little boy that they were saying that was the little boy. It was a metaphor for the little boy who was detained by ICE. But it ended up being that the little boy was a version of Bad Bunny himself as a kid. I mean, look, the message of that entire halftime show was a message of inclusion, love, authenticity, and fun. And if that's a problem for you, then you're gonna get ghosted at some point in your life. Nah, man, it was one of the better halftime shows. I did see some video of people in the stands, like, recording the halftime show from the stands, from their perspective. And from that perspective, as a person there watching the halftime show, it didn't look good. I think it was best produced for the people at home. It was packaged for people at home watching, not people there. Because, I mean, just in general, like, it's that arena is so elitist. Like, how is anyone affording to go to these games? Those aren't the fans. Those aren't the real fans. The real fans, I feel like, are at home watching the Super Bowl. That product, the filmed product for TV, was lights out, amazing. So hats off to Bad Bunny. Hats off to the Super Bowl. That was just so great. It was so great. I'm thinking about other halftime shows that I really, really loved. And I don't think I've been this floored about a halftime show since probably like Dr. Dre, Snoop, and Eminem. Rihanna was good. Kendrick was really good. The Weeknd was Justin Timberlake, Like, it didn't have memorable moments, you know? I really think that this one was, like, just full of life. It was vibrant. It was it was great. I want to go to Puerto Rico now. I want to go to a Bad Bunny concert. I want it all. I want it. I want it in my life. I want it in my life, man. The great halftime shows that I can remember, definitely Bad Bunny, definitely Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50, and Snoop. That was such an incredible halftime show. You gotta love Katy Perry, the Left Shark. I mean, I loved that halftime show. And man, I really, Shania, dude. Shania is amazing. Shania Twain halftime show was fantastic. Who could forget Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake with the wardrobe malfunction? I mean, that'll go down in history as one of the great Super Bowl halftime show moments. But I thought this halftime show was just perfection. I really, really did. Didn't watch the Kid Rock one, but I saw some clips. I saw some clips, and they were not good. The clip I saw was this guy, and he's just on the stage with a guitar, and he's like, I just want to drive my truck. I just want to drink my beer. And I just want to go fishing. No bullshit. Boring. What a snooze fest. Not good. Not this. All right. When I was in Miami for the marathon, I watched Skyscraper live with my dad and my sister, and there was a lot of gasps, a lot of oh shits, a lot of it was entertaining. This was the 2026 Netflix special that followed free soloist Alex Honnold as he attempted to climb Taipei 101, one of the world's tallest buildings, apparently, without any safety equipment in a live broadcast event. Now, this dude is known for this shit. He did that movie Free Solo, where he climbed a mountain. Now, here's the thing about climbing this building. From the start, I was like, well, this has to be easier than climbing a mountain because, one, the building is man-made, and two, it's designed. So the elements that you have to learn are repeated as you go up and up and up and up. So if you learn one section in your brain, you can just kind of redo that section. Even if you're higher or lower, it's the same shit. You just repeat it. Whereas on a mountain, it's all different. You know, it's every step is authentic. You know, that aspect I just wasn't feeling it because I'm like, well, this isn't as dangerous. Sure. There's a man climbing a fucking building without any sort of safety net or anything live. So I guess anything could happen. But I mean, the guy had he took breaks. He had a bag of chalk. It was weird though. Like he kept it in a spot on him that was not really, is not greatly accessible, you know? I get it. You don't want to have shit like in your front because you want to be able to like pull and climb. But like he'd hang on and then he'd kind of reach back and get this chalk on his fucking hands. And every time I'd be like, dude, you might die just getting this chalk. Why don't you bring that bag around the waist? But I mean, it was entertaining. I'm not going to lie. We fast forwarded a lot because it took a while for him to get up there. But yeah, he just hats off. We watched it. Okay. Everybody was telling me to watch this, so I did it. I watched 2026 The Rip on Netflix. That is starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Glenn from The Walking Dead. This movie was great. Going into it, I thought it was going to be this like slow burn, gritty, police drama. And, I was pleasantly surprised. It was not a slow burn. This thing was in your face, action packed, good storytelling, great character development, and fantastic twists and turns. It was really awesome. Like, of course, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, they're buddies. They've been in plenty of movies together. They have great chemistry. My gripe with this movie is that it's so fucking dark. We tried to watch it originally, but like you have to watch it at night. Otherwise, there's a glare on the TV and you can't see anything because this thing is so goddamn dark. But The Rip is awesome. No spoilers or anything. A detective, well, not a detective, a person on this police task force gets murdered, and you have no idea who did it. And there's an internal investigation, while the rest of her team is going to seize money, a RIP, they call it. It's when police confiscate money, and that's where all the issues come in. It's bonkers, and you're gonna love it, and it's action packed, and I'm having trouble explaining what the fuck the movie's about without giving stuff away. So take my advice, watch The Rip. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are awesome, and you're gonna love it. Then I don't know if this podcast audience knows, but I do another podcast with my wife, Jenny, called the Melrose Place Podcast, and where we rewatch, recap, and analyze every episode of Melrose Place, the hit 90s TV series. And we watched season 5, episode 24, From Here to Matrimony. And we're deep into season 5. If you don't know what Melrose Place is, again, get ghosted, because it is one of the most revolutionary 90s late night soaps in the world. It's renowned for how crazy it is and how entertaining it is. Me and Jenny we've made a promise to those fans. We are finishing Melrose Place, and gosh, the episodes are just batshit insane now. Everyone's having sex with everybody. People are getting punched in the face. People are on their deathbeds at this point. People are getting running away and getting rediscovered and getting sued and getting beat up. It's amazing. So if you like that type of thing, check out Melrose Place. And if you want a companion podcast for that, shameless self-promotion, hit up the Melrose Place Podcast. I tried to watch Bert Kreischer's new show, Free Bert, which I guess he's trying to do this like sort of Curb Your Enthusiasm type deal where he's playing himself with an actor wife and an actor family. Like the family isn't actually his family. It's a group of actors. And it's really raunchy. I mean, some of the jokes are fine, but like, I don't know. It's missing something. I'm not a huge fan of Bert Kreischer's comedy. I think he's a bit hacky with the whole. He's a stand-up comic who's famous for taking his shirt off and doing his sets topless, and it's just stupid. It's not good. He had a movie before this called The Machine, which was based on this long joke that he did about I guess being on a train with, I think, the KGB. And again, it's very forgettable. So I would not recommend Free Bert. Sorry, Bert Kreischer, if you're listening to this, your show kind of sucks. Oh man. I finally got some feedback on the last podcast that I did about Team Loyalty. This came in from Horror Pop Extravaganza. Shout out to my boy Pops Ghostly and Duke Spooky over there at Horror Pop Extravaganza. Appreciate the listens. Pops Ghostly is a longtime podcast friend, or just friend in general. He is responsible. He hooked me up with the What You Watching jingle. That's from his previous podcast, Those Movie Guys, and I got licensed to carry that What You Watching torch. So this one's for you, Joe. So Horror Pop Extravaganza commented on Team Loyalty and said, I am so with you. I actually gave up on any emotional investment in my teams. I love my Lions through and through, but I have no emotional response to wins or losses. Why should we have strong emotional responses to something we have no actual contribution to? Well said, dude. Well said. I agree with him, man. Like, you spend your whole life liking this team and you're not even on it. On Instagram, I asked a bunch of people what they're done with, and my buddy Chris says, everyone's saying the Dodgers are ruining baseball. If your team wanted to put their earnings back into player payroll instead of owner pockets, maybe you'd have better players. Jason said he's done with optimization because resting and taking time to disconnect is necessary. Pops Ghostly, he said, I am done with cryptic social media messages reaching for engagement. Like, I just can't anymore. Fuck you, Brenda. Just put it all out there for the world to see. Stop sympathy fishing. Zach said he is done with responding LOL when I'm actually spiraling. Okay. Fleur and Forks said, done with lack of reciprocity. Natalie said, I'm done with your spider videos. So, for context there, we get on our Ring camera at our front door, we randomly get notifications that somebody is at the door, and I go to look at the Ring doorbell footage, and it is a goddamn tarantula just fucking crawling down the side of the door, and it is the creepiest shit. It's just not, they don't look real, man. They look like, it looks like a movie prop. It looks like just armature, just like, yeah. It's scary, dude. Scary stuff. And I always share those videos and just say, hey. Charlie says he's done coasting, making changes this year. Good for you, buddy. Stop coasting. Fucking get out there. Start making moves, boy. Rosie said she is done giving my energy to people who don't deserve it. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Don't do it. I respect it. Totally respect it. And, oh my God, our boy, homie is back. Lars is back, gang. Here's what he had to say about being done with Team Loyalty. Hey, Dan. Just finished the episode, and I'm going to have to respectfully and loudly disagree with the fans, disagree with the fans can change allegiance whenever they want take. Sports fandom is not a vibe-based Spotify playlist where you skip teams when they're rebuilding or having an off year. That's the whole point. Loyalty is the tax we pay for joy and also for decades of completely unnecessary emotional damage. If we're all allowed to just bounce whenever it's inconvenient, then what are we even doing here? Might as well root for whoever's on a heater that week and call it self-care. Congrats, you've reinvented bandwagoning and slapped a wellness label on it. The highs of winning are hollow without the pain of losing and disappointment. You get up every game day knowing your favorite team might ruin your day, and that's just how it is. That's being a man. The pain, the suffering, the irrational optimism every preseason. That's the contract. You don't get to claim the highs without surviving the lows. Otherwise, it's just cosplay fandom. Anyway, love the show, you bandwagon bitch. Okay, Lars, you know what? Okay, I hear you. Lars, I hear you. And I don't appreciate it. I'm not a bandwagon bitch, all right? Like I said before, it's a what have you done for me lately. You're rooting for these teams harder than the players give a fuck about them, all right? It's not our fault. It's not our fault. You want to watch mediocrity every fucking week? You go for it, pal. All right? I got better shit to do. I want to watch fun shit. I want to watch teams that give a shit. Oh, Lars. Oh, man. Lars, I bet you get ghosted a lot. But I'm not going to ghost you here no matter what you write. I'm going to read it and I'm going to respond. It's not for my personal wellness. It's entertainment. And I'm specifically talking about watching trash, watching sucky teams. Okay? If they suck and you're mad at it, you throw shit at your TV, why are you invested? Find a different team. That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't think you understand that. I'm not just happy for every championship. I choose. You know? I adopted the Dodgers after years of rooting for mediocrity, like the O's and the Nationals. Years of it. And when I adopted the Dodgers, they weren't great. It's taken a while. But you gotta enjoy the sport, you know? You're watching a bad brand of a sport. You're not gonna enjoy it. You gotta have teams that you enjoy. You understand that? Okay. Bitch. You fucking bitch. My sister says, so glad to see you in your Boom Shakalaka shirt from last week. My buddy Kevin said, these teams don't care about you is the sobering truth fans need to hear. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that, man. So, yeah, if you want to go back and revisit that take on fan team loyalty, that is episode 9 of 41 and Done podcast. Well, gang, I think that's where I'm going to call it this week. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it, and I would love it if you could go on to Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube and leave me a review. If you're listening, you like it, you hate it, leave me a review. Let me know how I'm doing. I hope you give me 5 stars. That would be pretty cool of you. And if you're feeling generous, you can go to patreon.com/41 and Done podcast and give me $1. Give me $1. As always, if you want to get in touch with me, you can email 41anddonepodcast@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram at 41anddonepodcast. Follow me on TikTok at dhizzlefoshizzle. And the YouTube is at 41anddone. As always, a message for the haters. If you think you can, do it better than, bitch.
Thanks for listening to the 41 and Done podcast. We'll see you next time. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at 41 and Done podcast. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe.
Bye-bye. See ya.